Hello and welcome back to Entrepreneur Talks podcast. Season 1 episode will be written on the information of this podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by Women Flix and Entrepreneur Talks podcast. Feel free to drop a message if you would like to be our guest, if you would like to get our services, and if you would like to share your vision. Women Flix, Yola Bastos, and I hope you enjoy our session today. Her name is Serena Walton, my guest for the podcast today. Serena works within the coaching profession, helping women with ambition to rise in their careers and put a stop to their self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviours. She's passionate about raising awareness surrounding equality in the workplace and having more opportunities for women to rise. All the information on how to get in touch with Serena Walton will be on description for this podcast today. But for now, let's welcome Serena Walton. Hello, Serena, and welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to my podcast. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, honestly. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Really good. Really good. How are you?
I'm fantastic as well. I'm so excited for our conversation. It's about coaching, right? So you are a coach. No, how I say this? You're coaching women with ambition. So tell me about this beginning, like this title, Coaching Women with Ambition.
Yeah, so coaching women with ambition, it kind of comes from the fact that I want to work with ambitious women. So
Correct.
I've worked with many in the past that have got real, drive and energy, big aspirations and big ambitions, and I get really, really excited. And a lot of them have that drive to succeed in their career. So, I've come from a place where, I'm definitely ambitious and I definitely have drive. So it's when that energy aligns, when I'm meeting my clients and, they're driven too, and it's just kind of like helping them kind of, reach their career ambitions together in that journey to succeed. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Coaching is an amazing job, right? Can you hear me?
Oh,
Serena?
yeah, so rewarding. I love it. I just work. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, sometimes I'm losing you.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you hear me now?
The connection for some reason. But we're gonna carry on. I could hear you. Yes, it's a rewarding job.
Yeah. Massively rewarding. Definitely, like helping people when they kind of just feel stuck or feel a little bit lost, and they kind of know where they want to go, but sometimes they just need a little bit of guidance, a little bit of clarity through asking, and purposeful questions that can help them kind of open up and make that shift into where they want to be. I love it.
Yeah. So what type of coaching do you do? Is business or life coach or what?
It's mainly business, so it's mainly for women in their careers. So it's mainly the kind of like professional side. Sometimes, we talk about, the personal lives as well, because, there could be certain kind of blocks that they have or have in their lives stopping them from progressing within their career. So it depends on the person. It depends on, their current situation to where we'll go with it. Yeah, the main goal is to kind of get them to rise within their career. So that's where we tend to focus mostly.
I understand.
Within the coaching, so yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's good. And how long you've been doing coaching?
Wow. So officially in my business, it's probably coming up to 3 years now. I feel like I've been coaching for a lot longer than that though. And when I was in my previous career, it was a managerial career. So they kind of put us on coaching courses. It was a fantastic company to work for, and they put on loads of leadership courses as well, where it was around coaching for performance. So I got a real taste of coaching before I set out on my own and kind of got a diploma in it to see what it really was all about. And it's something I've been fascinated with for many years, and definitely something that I've been driven towards, kind of working with and using within my business and within my clients. So just to see them, like I say, go on to achieve some great, incredible things within their career. So yeah, I've been coaching for quite some time now.
Okay, good. I believe like coaching in our lives is always happening. We didn't bring like as you as a coaching, like now you do coaching for living, you help other women, but back in the days, because you said your previous work was in management, so you were coaching people because we as a coaches, we leading people, we help, we support them, right? But now is your way of living, is your own business, so that creates more power either with
It does, yeah, definitely. Like you say, when you're a leader, coaching is so important and invaluable. Rather than going out there and kind of like dictating to people, it's about how you can help them, support them, and also you have a technique and a tool to use to help them kind of just be better versions of themselves, to reach a certain performance within a business, and just to progress as well. You want to, as a leader, you want to help people around you achieve their milestones within their careers, rather than it just being about you and what you can do. It's about them, and that's the focus that I always had within my kind of previous career and what I have now till this day.
Yes, amazing. And why helping female leaders instead of everyone?
Yeah, I get asked this question quite a lot, and it's like I'm not against working with men. I've worked with men years and years and years, and definitely when I was in my previous career, it was male dominated, so I thoroughly enjoyed coaching men. It's just the position that I'm in now, and where my values are and what I'm really passionate about. And I'm really passionate about gender equality, especially in business, especially in corporations and organizations. And I want to do my part to help kind of improve the female mix within leadership roles, up to kind of like board level. I read an article the other day, and it just kind of struck me. And in the UK, in the FTSE 100, there's more CEOs named Steve than there are females. There's only 6 females at CEO level, and it's just incredible, isn't it? That in this day and age that we're still, in this position. I mean, it's fantastic that these 6 women that are in the roles have, they've gone out and they've done it and they've achieved it. I'm sure it's not been without its struggles or its challenges, and it's just a shame that more women aren't given the opportunity or supported or sponsored in a way to achieve it too, so that we can actually start getting closer to that 50%, because the benefits are just incredible and fascinating to see when you have a mixed board of gender, and the performance that gets delivered, the amount of risk that's reduced as well for business, just from having that kind of different perspective, different kind of style of skills that women bring too. So it's something that I'm thoroughly passionate about, and do a lot of research on too, to kind of just give me some more further insight into the work that I do and the challenges that I hear from the women that I work with. So it's me doing my little part in that, I suppose, with focusing on women, especially like I say, women with ambition, and helping them get to the top, and helping us kind of just improve the statistics of other roles and having a bit more of a balanced boardroom, as they say. So that's why I do what I do, and focus on women within my business.
Fantastic. And do you find, I know that because the challenge of being a woman it's been one of the things, the common challenge is to be a woman in the leadership. But do you know anything other, or any other common challenges on the female leaders? that they face in business. Like, I know one is this to be a woman, because we still, like you said before, the Steve still appears more than us. But any other challenges that you can talk about it?
It's been, absolutely. It's, just the fact that, like how it worked traditionally in the past and perceptive of men or, fill those roles. I think the challenges that I see is what women have with themselves, with their own self-belief and not feeling good enough, which results in lack of confidence, to present themselves for opportunities as well. So, a lot of the times it is women holding themselves back. And that's what I do within my work. I explore a lot of that, so that, imposter syndrome that comes up when they're, facing the work that they do and wanting to progress into these leadership roles, that is kind of managed and it's balanced, because, they'll always be there. We'll always have, slight feelings of, oh, can I do this? Am I good enough? Yeah, it's about how we manage those kind of feelings and not stop them moving forward within that. So, it's one of the biggest challenges that I see with women. And I also see women kind of, when they're in these roles as well, it's like they feel they've got something to prove. Again, it could be the environment and the teams that they're on that are making them feel that way. Yeah, a lot of them is because, a lot of women hold, they have a lot of high standards as well. So they'll work twice as hard as their male counterparts to ensure that they get things right as well. So yeah, I see a lot of that. I think a lot of it as well is balancing responsibilities, especially if you're a working mother. It can be really, really tough, especially when you're focusing on your career and you've got young children at home. The guilt is real, and I've got a young child myself, and I even have that guilt sometimes. You'll be working away at all hours, and you feel guilty because you want to spend time with them, and then when you do spend time with them, you feel guilty because you feel like you should be working more and progressing more and doing more, and it's all about how do you have it all and how do you get the balance right. And like I say, I know that we can be our own worst critics around that and make ourselves feel really guilty. And it's about exploring that, and also exploring within organisations how they can embrace it better by giving better kind of childcare opportunities, better flexible working. So it's about how we work together. So females as themselves, with this feeling that we carry, as well as organisations being able to recognise this and kind of reaching out and saying, I don't want this to hold you back. What can we do to work with you and support you so that you can have both? Yes. It is possible. It's just about having that open conversation to start, the ball rolling, in the sense of, how do we support each other within this? To make it more equal and make women feel more comfortable going back to work, as well as raising a family.
Yes, that's correct. And I also I want to add something, because our society, our culture, we've been raised and we've been created like this. Like, we don't go work like as a man. We stay at home, and the woman was always been someone that stays at home and cooks and cleans and do all these duties, even if she's going for work, but she's the main one at home. And these days is different, and that's why I think we struggle more sometimes, because we're so used to be like that, and now we are different. We're making the difference, and we want to get to the same level like men. What do you think about that? I think.
Yeah, I agree. We're still kind of stuck in that way of stereotypical thinking around gender roles, and our part to play in that. I think, there's more conversations being had about it. There's more awareness being raised. There's more women now having, just as good and strong careers as their male partners. There's more conversations around that unity and having a partnership with your partner, rather than it being I'm the female, I'm the mother, and I take on all these other responsibilities. There is more partnership now within the relationships and moving forward, and it's great to hear. Yet I still believe that no matter how much partnership there is, a woman will always still take on a little bit more within that role, because of, like you say, the stereotype or the traditions or how we've been raised, that we will take on a little bit more. And until that starts changing through the generations of that, that partnership being really, really clear, and and it's again it's how we raise our boys as well. I've got a young boy, and I'm very conscious of how I'm raising him, so that he knows that it's a partnership, and he has to contribute with the kind of life admin at home and looking after children and responsibilities, as well as supporting, your partner within their career, and it works, both ways. So I'm very conscious of that with my son and how I'm raising him, so that he can be part of the next wave of generation, where we can start seeing it more equal and supporting each other to kind of like have a career as well as being, a really incredible parent too.
Amazing. Well done. That's really good. That's really good what you're doing with your kid, with your boy. Other thing now just came to my mind is about it's just a question about how do you do your coaching? Do you do is online coaching? You do live coaching, like you go you sit down with people, or you just based online?
It's a mixture, really. Okay. I've been lucky enough recently to have quite a lot of local clients. So if I have local clients, then I love to meet with them in person.
Yes.
Some of the work that I do, which is around the emotional freedom technique, is just so powerful when you're in person with someone, working through some energy shifts and some blocks and helping build confidence with some positive affirmations for it. So it works even better when you are in person. It still works effectively when you're not. It's my kind of preference. Yet I have had clients where they have been online, or just through a telephone call. So it depends on what works for them as well and what's more convenient, because sometimes people will have coaching sessions in between work, so they might not be able to come out of work, so they can, they might be able to find a quiet space where they can have a conversation without distractions, and I just see what works for them. As well. So I do a mixture.
It's really good for my listeners to know if you do live as well as online, because some coaches, they just do online because that's the way they work, but I'm glad that you do live and any online.
I've travelled to see my clients. So like I say, I thrive when I'm in person with someone, so I will go out my way if I can. Again, if they want to do that, I've travelled throughout the UK as well to meet my clients, even if it's just once, and then the remainder of the sessions are online. It's just nice to have that in-person connection.
Amazing. That's really good.
As much as we can, but like I say, I know that if it's not convenient for people, then we work around that. So
yes, you arrange all the way, like no matter what matters, what works for both of you.
Yeah.
So you said you spoke a little bit about emotional freedom technique. Tell me more. What is this? Describe your emotional freedom technique.
Yeah, what can I say about EFT? So emotional freedom technique, honestly, it changed my life, emotional freedom technique. So, in the past in my career, I've been in a place where I suffered with anxiety, the pressure that was surrounding my role and the pressure that I was putting on myself and my incredibly unrealistic high expectations sometimes of myself, that sometimes I'd face and I'd have panic attacks and stuff like that, and I was searching for something that could really, really help. So I didn't really want to kind of go down like medication or kind of counselling. I wanted to see what other holistic kind of therapies were out there, and I came across EFT, and it just completely changed my life, from feeling kind of anxious and having panic attacks to actually being kind of at peace and calm and balanced within myself. So from having my own sessions, I decided to become a practitioner because of how powerful it is, and I thought it'd be an incredible part of my coaching practice to be able to help people that would experience the same, because whenever we're kind of transitioning and making shifts within our lives, whether it be personally or in our careers, some fears will come up. When you're coming out of your comfort zone, it's natural, isn't it? You feel anxious, you can feel nervous, you can even, like I say, if you stretch too far, you can fall into your panic zone. So it's a really good tool to use with my clients, and it's based around, it's similar to acupuncture, but luckily without the rules. So it's based on like your meridian points, so your energy points within your body, and you literally just use like your fingertips to tap on the points. So you'll do it in kind of like a rhythmic sequence, following like a pattern. Yeah, what we'll do is we work on like a certain event or situation that you might have locked within your subconscious as such, that's holding you back. So an example could be you was doing a presentation and you froze. So now
that happened to me before.
Yep, stopping you from doing more in the future as such, or putting yourself forward for, speaking opportunities and stuff like that to grow. So we work through that one particular event that you experienced, and we work on the energy that comes up from that. And there'll be certain peaks within that situation, that event, that we work on to help bring the balance back within your energy, to restore it. And it kind of just releases that negative tension and, like I say, trapped energy in your body. And it's just amazing when it happens. The shifts, the emotions that come out, to then work on how we can build confidence on the back of that. So it's kind of like saying it's okay, we're bringing the peace in, and now we're going to work on steps to build your confidence on the back of that. So it's an amazing tool and technique, and like I say, it's changed my life, and I know it's changed my clients' lives as well with the transformation for me.
This is therapy, right? It's
a sort of therapy as such. It's working on energy, so it's not like a traditional kind of talking therapy. It's like it uses NLP as well. So a guy called Gary Craig, he developed it. Like I say, based on acupuncture meridian points, the power within that, and he realised that actually just by tapping on these points, so you don't have to, stick needles into your body, even though obviously acupuncture is very effective. You can just by using fingertip tapping and working through events, so like I say, the peaks in emotion, so by reducing that and then seeing the shift in energy and using NLP, so positive kind of language at the end of it, to affirm a different kind of belief. So it's just changing your beliefs as well that are trapped within our subconscious, that kind of operate without us knowing sometimes as well. So like I say, it's incredible, and it's so fascinating. I still get fascinated by it now when I see the shift, and I use it as well. If I'm moving out of my comfort zone, and I feel a little bit anxious or feel a fear come up, or a certain belief that, a limiting belief that might be holding me back in some way, I will use EFT, no doubt, to kind of bring myself back down, bring in the balance, and, set myself up with confidence in like a positive affirmation kind of way. So yeah, it's incredible.
This is amazing. I'm like, wow.
I could all day.
So when your clients, they all get, most of them, of course, if they need, they will get this treatment, like this practice, like they will learn something, and you will help them so deeply, because this is a deep, more than coaching. We go deeper, because I remember I had a situation in my own life that I froze myself. I wait so much for that opportunity, and on the day when I was in that room, I just blocked. I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything, and that made me frozen for years in terms of applying again, if I make sense. Took me years. It took me years to come back, because I read, and then after that, the reason I came out of that fear was NLP. I read a book, and I was having therapy, and everything changed, because I switch off from that place where I was with fear about to be able to talk. And I'm like, wow, your coaching is amazing. It includes a really valuable technique.
These are the real life things, so aren't they? These are the real life challenges that we all experience. We'll all have a point where we were working through our career, and like I say, we're coming out of our comfort zones, and something like that could be huge. I had a similar experience to what you faced, and it held me back as well for years within my career. career, whenever anyone spoke about being put in a situation where I'd have to present and stuff, I'd just be like, I'd freeze up just by like a trigger word. Do you know what I mean? I'd just hear a word and I'd be like, oh, I can't do that, you know, kind of thing. So these things can be massive in someone's career, withholding them back, and it's a hard thing, and it's so difficult because you want to be progressive, you want to have more, you're ambitious, you're driven, yet you might have this part of you from this one bad experience that holds you back. And you know, and it can be so painful, it can keep you up at night, it can do everything, do you know what I mean, in that sense that holds you back. So that, you know, I would encourage anyone that if you are feeling that way, go out and find something that works for you to work through it, because it is possible. You know, like you've said, through NLP or EFT, it is possible to work through it, to have a transformation, and to get yourself back out there and take on, you know, these opportunities. You'll be doing things that you once thought was impossible to do. Believe me, if you work on it, there are ways to do it. Just find the way that works for you.
And the thing, and one thing was like, I knew that I could do it. You know that you can do it, but you can't leave that blocking. It was like talking about now. It's just amazing. Like coming back to remember this and coming to the today, for our today. And I'm like, yes, you know, I always knew that I could be doing that thing. I could be talking, I could be moving, I could be doing anything that was supposed to be done that day, but I blocked, and that's it. And I was blocked for years. Wow, I'm so
and it's like it destroys you piece by piece as well, doesn't it? Like you say, you know that you could do that. Do you know what I mean? And then you've just got this one bad experience, and it can destroy you. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, just find something that works for you, because you know there are ways to work through it. There are ways to you know, kind of reduce that pain that you feel towards it and get better at what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? To carry on and have the career that you want. There really is ways, you know.
Amazing.
Wow.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. That's why I love podcasts with amazing. I've been having conversations with amazing women around from a different type of business, and I'm more and more like happy, because I'm learning so much, and I'm having the opportunity to listen this experience and these different things that are happening through the world and through women. It's amazing. Thank you, Serena.
It's amazing what you're doing. You know, you're getting people to share their voice and share their experience. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing that people need right now. They need to be able to relate to each other and say, I'm not alone in this.
That's so true.
You know, it's and to know that you know you're not the only one. There are people that have felt the way that you're feeling right now, and like I say, there are ways to transform and get even better.
Honestly, very, very good. So, last question, but not the last time I speak with you, I'm sure. So, where people, or how can they find you?
Yeah.
This is for the listeners.
Some really is on LinkedIn. It's on there. It's an amazing community that I've built and that I continue to build. So I'm really active on there. I participate in discussions and stuff. So if you want to connect with me, that'd be fantastic. You can find me under my name, Serena Walton. Like I said, I'd be happy to connect with you and discuss things further. And just get involved, you know, participate in some great challenging concepts out there where you can develop and go on to achieve what they want. So you can find me there. I've got a website which is www.coachingwomenwithambition.com, and I've also got a Facebook page which is under, again, Facebook Coaching Women with Ambition. So, yeah, so them 3 places really that I'm mostly visible and active. So yeah, come join, come like, share, you know, whatever it is that you like to do, and I love to see you there.
So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and you said and website, because I've got this information from you, and all your information.
So my Instagram page is Serena Louise on there. So Serena_Louise_.
Fantastic. I will provide all your links and all your social media information on the description of our podcast. So anyone that wants to get in touch with you definitely will get in touch with you through this conversation, this experience, and they will be delighted if they get in touch and they get this technique, able to work with you through this technique, the emotional freedom technique. Just love it. I love it.
They will. I do.
I can feel, and I love the most that I love in this conversation, and I can feel your energy. I can definitely feel when you spoke about the technique, I could feel, yes, she knows what she's doing and she knows what she's talking, and you know exactly that people can go through these things, and I also been through this, so it's amazing.
Yeah. I think, that's how I can bring so much energy to it and passion, because, I was stuck myself, and I was desperate, to find a way so that my fears wouldn't stop me from doing the things I wanted to do. And I'm just so thankful and grateful for finding it. And then now being a practitioner and able to help others as well, it's just incredible, and I'm so grateful and appreciative that I found it, and that like I say, I can use it and help others too. So yeah, phenomenal. If you want to get in touch, or if there's EFT practitioners local to you, reach out to them, because it is, like I say, it's just an amazing experience to go through.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Serena. So we end up our session now with Entrepreneur Talks podcast. It was lovely to hear you and have this amazing conversation, and I wish you all the best in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Okay. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening our podcast session today. If you would like to come back and listen again, you can find us on Anchor, you can find us on Spotify, you can find us on Apple iTunes. You can also go through our pages on Facebook or Instagram, and they will be there. Follow us, share, and leave your comments if you feel like. We would love to know more what you think about the podcast, and if you would like to be our guest, or if you are willing to create your own business, or struggling, or just want to pump, a jump, a change in your life. Okay, speak with you soon. Take care. Bye. See you next week.